Option spreads come in all shapes and sizes, but they all share a common trait. They're all combinations of long and short options of the same type, like a long call and a short call, or a long put and a short put. And that's all there is to it. Case closed. Just kidding, there's a lot more to learn, so let's get into it. Like we said, an option spread is made up of at least two different options, commonly referred to as legs. Although spreads can be made up of more than two legs, we'll ignore those more complex strategies for now. For two-legged spreads, one option is bought and the other is sold. The option that's bought is called the long leg, and the option that's sold is called the short leg. Let's look at an example. An option trader named Jack enters an option spread order. For his long leg, he buys a call option on ABC1 Corp with a strike price of $50 that expires in 40 days. For his short leg, he sells a call option on ABC1 Corp with a strike price of $60 that also expires in 40 days. Let's assume the $50 call has a premium of $5. Since Jack is buying this option, it's called a debit. And the $60 call has a premium of $2. Jack is receiving cash for selling the option, so it's called a credit. The price of an option spread is the sum of a debit and a credit for each leg. In this example, Jack pays a debit of $5 from buying a call and receives a credit of $2 from selling a call, for a net debit of $3. Since the spread is traded for a net debit, it's called a debit spread. But if the sum of the premiums result in a net credit, the spread is called a credit spread. Straightforward, right? Well, hang on, because it might get a little confusing with this next part. As we said earlier, spreads come in many different types, but they also have many different names as well. There are many labels that can be used to refer to the same kind of option spread. Think of it like this. You can call this a golden retriever, but there are other names that can be used to describe him. He can be described as a dog, an animal, or, if you're a biologist, Canis lupus familiaris. Personally, I refer to him as Chewy. The point is, all these terms to describe him are correct. It's just that some are more specific than others. Option spreads are the same way. The first way we can classify spreads is by time and strike price. If both legs of the spread expire at the same time, it's called a vertical spread. If both legs of the spread have the same strike price but different expiration dates, it's called a calendar spread. If both legs of the spread have different strike prices and expiration dates, it's called a diagonal spread. Recall Jack's trade. He bought the $50 call that expires in 40 days and sold the $60 call that expires in 40 days for a net debit of $3. The strike prices are different and the expiration date is the same. So therefore, Jack traded a vertical spread. The next way we can classify option spreads is by price. Remember, the price of an option spread is the sum of the debit and credit for each individual leg. If the sum of the premiums results in a net debit, the spread is called debit spread. If the sum of the premiums result in a net credit, the spread is called credit spread. As we determined earlier, Jack's trade is a debit spread. Spreads can also be classified by call or put. This one should be easy to remember. If the trade is made up of calls, it's known as a call spread. And if the trade is made up of puts, it's referred to as a put spread. Jack's trade involves calls, so it's known as a call spread. The last way we can classify spreads is by the directional sentiment for the underlying security. If the spread aims to profit when the underlying security goes up, it's a bullish spread. And if the spread aims to profit when the underlying security goes down, then it's a bearish spread. Determining the directional sentiment for Jack's trade can be a little tricky at first glance. But here's a little secret that might make it easier to figure out. Just look at the leg with the larger premium. In Jack's trade, the long call has a premium of $5 and the short call has a premium of $2. So we'll focus on the long call since the premium for that leg is higher. Now we just need to remember what direction a long call buyer wants the underlying to go. Do you remember? That's right, up. So Jack's trade is bullish. In summary, Jack's trade can be referred to as a vertical spread, a debit spread, a call spread, a bull spread, and even some other combinations as well, like bull call spread or debit call spread. Of course, the same naming conventions can be applied to put spreads as well. Now that you know what an option spread is, you might be wondering why traders use them. To find out, check out our additional lessons on why traders might buy and sell call and put spreads.